We unzippered this one. We said that this was about 80% of the store with the Dacron. We talked about why the Dacron's there, why they use it. We talked about the glue. We talked about several things. Now we're working on a sofa, and as we unzipper it, and when do we unzipper it? We don't unzipper it till the end, after the fashion walk, after they found the one they really love, and they like it. They're looking at it. The color's right. It's comfortable. The price is okay. They like it to be cheaper. Now we pull out the big guns because we want to go from like to love. And this next feature takes us from like to love. So now, and again, we don't know what's in there, but we happen to unzipper it. As we unzipper it, we see this material. It's like material that would be on a mattress pad. And as we unzipper that, we go, oh my gosh, folks, you're going to absolutely love this cushion. How many clients carry a water bottle? Lots of your clients carry a water bottle. All you need to do, if they're carrying a water bottle, say, would you mind? And have them take the water bottle and pour a little water right on. Now I'm going to use coffee just because it's a little more dramatic. Oh, I'm getting it all over. Gracious sakes. But that's all right because I brought some paper towel. So I'm just going to leave that there for just a minute. But have them take the water bottle and pour a little water right onto it. What's going to happen as they pour the water right onto it, my tissue got a little saturated. They're going to notice that the goodness, feel that.
It's crazy.
And what is crazy about it?
You can't feel that there was something.
You can't feel that water that I just kind of smeared and went all over.
Yeah.
At all.
At all.
Do it again. You must, because I just poured coffee all over it.
There's nothing.
Not bad.
Now I have a little bit of a damp towel. If I had a second towel, I could. Well, let me just.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Is it dry? So, kids spill milk, animals pee. You know, we had a customer about 7 months ago. I was in the evening, about 8 o'clock. She'd come in with 2 children. One was a little taller, and the one was real sleepy. She said, would you mind if I laid down the one child? We had kind of determined the sofa she liked, but we need to look at fabric. And I said, oh, definitely. I said, lay her right here. So she laid her across the sofa. And we were about 30 minutes, and she went to get her up, and the child had accidentally urinated while she'd been sleeping. Because children do things like that. And it had soaked into the cushion completely. It was a huge area. That urine, as it went through the fabric, it wasn't this sofa. You're not sitting on it. As it went through the fabric, it went into the Dacron, it went into this Dacron, and then it went into the foam. Human urine. That cushion, well, there were 3 of them because it had spread through all 3. Those cushions had to all be replaced. Now, on the less expensive sofas, the cushions, they start about $30 per cushion. The expensive ones can run $150, $200 per cushion. About 1.5 years ago, I had a young couple come in. It was in the evening again, and she said, I said, hi, welcome to the store. Can I be of some help? She said, yeah, we need to get a sofa, but we don't have much money to spend. I go, oh, I said, why are you replacing the one you have? What don't you like about it? She goes, oh, we really like it. She goes, but I have a cat, and the cat urinated on the cushion, and I have a newborn, and she goes, and the smell is so horrible, and because she said we don't have the money for a sofa. We never planned on a new sofa, and I could tell that she was in distress, because she said we don't even sit on the sofa, and we don't have any place to sit, so we're kind of in a situation. And I turned to her, and I said, honey, I said, I'm going to help you. She goes, oh, thank you so much. I said, what I want you to do is I want you to go home. I said, you have a computer? She goes, oh, yeah. I said, go home on the computer, and I showed her how to do it on our computer. I said, pull up sofa foam cushions. She goes, okay. So we pulled it up here, and I showed her, and there was a whole bunch of websites. I said, you're going to measure your cushion, length and width. And on that website, they're going to show cushions that you can purchase, that size. I said, you're going to order it. It's going to be $25. You're going to take the cover, you're going to send that to the dry cleaners. And then when you get the new cushion, you're going to take a plastic bag, and I told her how to do it. And as I'm finishing talking, she has tears coming down her eyes as she reaches out and hugs me because she only had to spend $25 instead of $300 or $400 that she would have had to, because she couldn't bear the thought of putting her child onto that sofa cushion with the cat urine. And you only, if you've had a cat, you know it's a different smell than dogs. It's very strong. That meant the world to her. Now, if she had bought a cushion, a sofa with this, nothing would get through that, would it? Is that amazing? I mentioned before we went to lunch that the rep for this particular line of furniture, they had come to the store. The owner was coming for a meeting. So I asked the rep, I said, would you mind introducing me to the owner? He goes, oh my gosh, I'd be happy to do it, Kerry. You do so much for us with the training. I go, I'd just like to meet the man. So after the meeting, I walked up and shook his hand, and I mentioned that the national sales rep was standing right beside him. And I turned to him and I said, I love your product. He goes, oh yeah, we got a great product. I go, you know, I said, I love your cushions. I love the liner that you put on your cushions. And this national sales rep, of course, being the national sales rep, he needed to speak up. And he goes, oh gosh, yeah, you know, he said it makes the cushions last longer. And I thought, oh, you could prove that? I was going to embarrass him, so I didn't say anything, but I thought, you can prove that? It makes them last longer? And the owner said, oh yeah, that makes them look so much better, so much more luxurious, like really high end. And I go, yeah. I said, it is wonderful, thinking, well, only about 3% of any salespeople even open cushions. And I turned and I said, you know what I love? And they go, oh no, what's that, Kerry? I go, and they knew I was the trainer for Steinhoffels. I said, no, what do you, I said, the thing I like to train on, I said, I love the fact that it's water resistant, moisture resistant. That if any cats pee on it or any milk gets spilled on it or anything like that, it's resistant to it. Not waterproof, because that'd be plastic, but water resistant, not impossible. Possible for it to go in, but very challenging for it to go in. And the owner of the company says, it's what? He leans up. You know when you can't hear, you want him. Sometimes you'll lean in and you'll go, it's what? And I'll go, well, water resistant. I said, I take coffee and pour on it when I'm doing the demonstration for the salespeople. He goes, you do what? I go, well, I pour coffee on it, right on this, and show that it doesn't go through. He goes, you do? I go, uh-huh. He goes, how long have you been doing that? Oh, I don't know, a long time. He turns to the national sales rep. He goes, did we know that? And he goes, no, we didn't know that. Kerry goes, he said, that's great. It's really great. I said, yeah. I said, your reps will have a few more things to talk about at their next meetings.
How'd you figure that out, Kerry?
Yeah. That's always the question. If I gave that information,
coffee on it one day.
if I gave that, you know, it's funny when people ask these kind of questions, and the comment is, if I told you, I have to kill you. Well, I would not kill her, but if I told her, then Steinhoffels would never need me to come back if they knew how I put all of this together. Because I have people who have been in the furniture business 10 and 20 and 30 years have not heard some of the things that I will be sharing with you today. They've never heard this stuff before. The owner had no idea that that was water resistant. So unfortunately I cannot divulge all of my secrets. It's like a great chef. They never give theirs, but you can enjoy the food.
What company is it?
This is King Hickory.
Okay.
This is not limited to this company. This liner is not. Klausner does this. Other companies do this liner. We don't know where it's at, but we always know that when we show a sofa, if we narrow it down and they like it, and we want to go from like to love, we can always pull that cushion out to show them by pulling this out and reversing it, we can have a fresh front. As we unzipper it to give that information about pulling the foam out and turning it around to give the fresh front, put it in the plastic bag, at that moment is when our eyes lock on to what it is. If we see this, then we want to keep talking. Because at that point, and if the customer has a water bottle, we're going to dazzle them. I guarantee you, you will dazzle the client as you pour water onto that. And if you don't have water, you can always go get some, and you will. Was that fascinating what I did for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely going to use that. Definitely.
Yeah.
For
That is more than a home run. That seals the deal. Because now the customer goes, well, you mean that sofa's on sale for $14.89? Mm-hmm. You know, we love it. We weren't planning on spending, God, $14.89. We haven't shopped. And how often do people shop? About every 10 years, 10, 15 years. In Wisconsin, it's 20 to 30 years. The rest of the world's a little less. But people don't shop for furniture every 3 or 4 years. Some do, but a lot of your clients won't have shopped for furniture for 8 or 9 years. The prices have changed, things have changed. So they probably weren't prepared to pay $14.89. But what happens is when they go out to look, because previous to being educated on this, they would find a gray sofa in a velvety fabric with a skirt, probably at one of our competitors for $6.99, and they would buy it. But what happened is when they came to see you, you educated them on a material that covered the cushions, and they have a small dog, or they have grandchildren, or they have a husband who has something that causes them to shake a lot, and he spills things. There's a lot of different scenarios as far as why we would want this. That's worth its weight in gold. Its weight in gold. Or maybe someone is incontinent. Yeah, incontinent. It's not waterproof. But my gracious sakes, if they could get to it quick enough, wouldn't that be a phenomenal thing for that occasional accident that happens with folks who have that situation? Oh my gosh, that could mean the difference between having a lovely sofa and having something that has just been ruined.